Good morning. I hope you're enjoying the Women's Conference, and it's an honor to be here today as one of your keynote speakers. I'm truly grateful for this opportunity to share my journey. See what God you did. I'm Francene Sinquah, and like I shared, I'm going to share my journey with you. But nobody kind of shared our journey already. Well, the educational piece. But as I stand before you today, I'm reminded that each of us has a story. A story of who we are, where we come from, and where we're going. We all carry within us unique experiences, challenges, and triumphs that shape who we are. So I want to begin by asking you, what is your story? What has your life's journey looked like up to this point? And how have those experiences influenced the woman you are today? For me, my story is closely tied to my career at Johns Hopkins and my educational journey, both of which have been deeply shaped by the path the Creator set for me. I never could have imagined years ago when I graduated from high school where my journey would lead me. When I was in high school, my dream was to become an electrical engineer. I received a full scholarship to Northern Arizona University, covering everything from tuition, room and board, books, and a monthly stipend. It was a dream come true, and I thought I knew exactly what my college experience would be like. But as we all know, life doesn't always unfold the way we expect. And it's choices we make along the way that also shape our life. During my first year at NAU, I quickly realized that engineering courses I was taking didn't quite ignite the passion I had imagined. They weren't as interesting as I had hoped, and honestly, I found myself struggling academically. My GPA suffered, and as a result, I lost my scholarship. I could have seen it as failure, but instead, I chose to keep going. I enrolled at MBC and continued taking courses while navigating life's many turns. Like many young women, I found myself balancing school with the realities of life and a relationship that became abusive, which I will share more about. And soon after, I became a mother. At the age of 20, I had my first daughter and had envisioned continuing my education, but I had other plans. My daughter was born with severe combined immunodeficiency syndrome, or SCIDS, a rare and life-threatening condition that made her immune system incredibly weak. At just 5 weeks old, she was diagnosed, and our worlds turned upside down. She was immediately flown to Phoenix Children's Hospital and then transferred to LA Children's Hospital, where she received chemotherapy and bone marrow transplant. For the next 8 months, I lived in and out of hospitals, balancing the responsibilities of being a mother with the emotional weight of making life or death decisions for my little girl. During this time, I lived at the Ronald McDonald houses in Phoenix and Los Angeles. These homes became a refuge for families like mine, and I spent those months in a world of hospitals, doctors, and nurses who, through their care and compassion, helped us navigate some of the darkest moments of our lives. My My daughter's illness and eventually passing just a month before her 3rd birthday completely altered my course of life. The loss of a child is something no parent should ever experience, and yet it became my reality. That day, when she passed from streptococcus pneumonia, was the hardest day of my life. And even as I speak now, the pain is still there. She had been 30 years old this year. But as devastating as the loss was, it also ignited a fire within me. A fire to continue my education and to honor my daughter's memory. I knew I had to keep going, just not for me, but for her. And so after years of taking care of her, I decided to pursue a degree in business. I wanted to learn how to write grants for hospitals, to support health research, and to help organizations that work tirelessly to save lives and make a difference, because I knew I did not have the patience to be a nurse. I mean, I could get somebody to shot at me. In 1999, I had a second daughter who felt the sadness in my heart and became even more inspiration for my pursuit of my education. Little did I know, just a couple of weeks after graduating in 2003, that I would start my career at Johns Hopkins University. My very first research project there was streptococcus pneumonia, the very illness that took my daughter's life. In many ways, that research project felt like a full circle moment. It was as if life had brought me back to the very thing that had changed everything for me. And now I had the opportunity to contribute in a meaningful way to the research and the efforts that could help prevent what my daughter had gone through from happening to others. But my journey didn't stop there. I became the program coordinator for the NARCH program, which is Native American Research Centers for Health. This role opened doors for me to work on various projects. The Pinetop project, a depression prevention project working with teen moms, and suicide prevention, just to name a few. Each of these had a profound impact on my professional and personal growth. And as I started my work at Johns Hopkins, I had another daughter. Thus, a new chapter of my life that brought more joy, hope, and purpose. August 2004 began the journey of coordinating the Celebrating Suicide Prevention Program in collaboration with the Tribe Suicide Task Force. For several months, I was the only staff member trying to navigate and facilitate implementing a program on the topic, suicide, that was so taboo to our people and community. 2 years of developing and creating a program to receive referrals on community members struggling with suicide thoughts, attempts, cutting, and deaths by suicide was so challenging because I was raised not to think about it, not to talk about it, or acknowledge suicide. I had no experience in mental or behavioral health, and I knew nothing of how I was supposed to help our community members wanting to end their lives. However, I did my best to lay the foundation to Celebrating Life program. And when it became overwhelming, I stepped aside to go on maternity leave to have my son. Managing both the Celebrating Life and ARCH programs became a task in itself for one person. So Novaline was asked to step in to manage Celebrating Life for about 6 months until I returned from maternity leave. Well, apparently 18 years later, we're still waiting on that 6-month time period to hit. This was just the beginning. For almost 21 years, my career with Johns Hopkins in educational adventure has always been about helping our people through the many programs and research studies we have developed. In 2014, my best friend and colleague, Molly, we decided we were going to further our education and pursue a master's in professional counseling. We had many conversations about why we should embark on this educational journey. Primarily, she said a little nicer, but we made this decision because many behavioral health clinicians believed and vocalized that Noveline and I didn't have the educational background or expertise to manage Celebrating Life and our other behavioral health programs. Secondly, we knew we could do more for our people by educating ourselves specifically in behavioral health therapy. So we began our master's journey together. This 4-year master's program turned into a 3-year journey because we were determined to finish as fast as possible, which also brought ups and downs. As we began our studies, I had a feeling deep within my heart. I knew I would be divorced before I graduated. I knew because as I learned about the many therapies, my understanding of my past decisions and life choices would grow. I shared earlier that I was in an abusive relationship, which I have not shared openly until now. For 24 years, I was verbally, physically, and emotionally abused. I was accused on a regular basis of being with or wanting to be with other men. Despite the fact that I had children and worked full time, which also required a lot of travel. But as the saying goes, the accuser is the guilty. And this was so true. My ex-husband had multiple affairs throughout our marriage, yet I was the one who received all the accusation. On many occasions, while I was traveling for work, I would get yelled at over the phone by my ex, and on more than one occasion, nobody would step in, take the phone from me, and hang up on him to stop the argument. The most bizarre and actually funny accusation, though, was when I was accused of going to Baltimore on election day, November 4th, 2008, to meet the newly elected President Obama. My ex's exact words were, "I know you went to Baltimore so you could see that black president because you want to be with him." Seriously, I mean, I would have made an awesome first lady. But Obama was already married. So why all the drama, right? I endured this mistreatment because of my own childhood trauma of not growing up with a dad. I carry this deep-rooted fear that my children would face the same sense of abandonment I did, and so I convinced myself that staying in an abusive relationship was okay. As long as my kids had their father, I thought I was doing the right thing by keeping my family together. But in reality, staying in that unhealthy relationship was the worst decision I ever made. Not only did I allow my self-worth to be neglected and overlooked, but my children also endured the consequences of their father's abuse, including his alcohol addiction. Despite having a father physically present in their lives, what they truly needed was a devoted, loving, and caring dad, something that his addiction and emotional neglect could never provide. I stayed in this toxic environment for far too long, convincing myself I was protecting my kids, when in truth, I was allowing them to witness and experience the very things I feared the most. However, through my education, therapy, and self-reflection, I finally realized that I had three choices. Stay and not complain any further about being mistreated because I'm choosing to stay. Stay and go to counseling to work on our marriage, which I knew wouldn't work because we tried that before. Walk away and live the life I wanted with my children. In 2016, with the help and support of those around me and people brought into my life by the Creator, I made this decision to walk away. It was a necessary choice. I moved forward with my children, freed from the unhappiness, pain, and abuse. It was a long-awaited journey and one of the most important decisions of my life. August of 2017, Noveline and I began our doctoral journey. 3 weeks after completing our master's degrees. It took a bit longer than expected to obtain our doctorates due to COVID-19, but we finished and graduated in December of 2022. Throughout this time, we juggled full-time employment, motherhood, and coursework with determination, sacrifice, and prayer. Always focused on the well-being of our community and the sustainability of our programs and staff. Alongside this academic pursuit, a new chapter of love and joy began with my husband's wedding, who has shown me the unconditional love and support I didn't have before. My career and educational journeys have shaped the person I am today. And there are two people in my life who have been by my side through it all and know my deepest pain, struggles, shortcomings, and happiest moments. Noveline. Has been my voice of reason, my shoulder to cry on, and my ride or die. My mom, who helped me raise my children, stood by me even when she wanted to strangle me for the decisions I made, and loved me regardless of those decisions. With these two women, I am truly blessed to have in my life, and will be forever grateful for their love and support. My children are my heart, Lourdes, Yana, and Juanita. And without prayer as the center of my life, I could not have accomplished all that I have. Through it all, I have come to understand that our journeys are about more than just career milestones or educational achievements. They are about healing, growth, and finding the strength to move forward with faith and resilience. I also have come to understand that we as women sometimes, well, more likely many times than not, put our well-being aside, but we are resilient and phenomenal. Please don't quit us. In the spirit of this conference, I want to leave you with a message of hope and perseverance No matter where you are in your journey, no matter the obstacles you face or the dreams that seem out of reach, your story is not over. It's just the beginning. Every moment, every step, every decision you make contributes to the beautiful, unique story that is your life. I encourage each of you to find your own purpose, to discover the passion that moves you, and to let it guide you towards the next chapter of your journey. Life's challenges may test us, but as they also reveal to us our true strength. Keep your faith and trust in God's blessing.